Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs wants an investigation into the controversial Lesseyton Sports facility in the Eastern Cape. For more on this, I'm joined by Mr. Fikile Xasa, who is a Cooperative Committee Chairperson. Mr. Xasa, a very good afternoon to you. When did the issue of the Lesseyton Stadium come to your attention?
Good afternoon to yourself and the viewers of Newzroom Afrika. I think a week ago, this came to our attention when this stadium was being officially opened. And what attracted our attention was the outcry generally across the communities around Queenstown. And immediately the visit of the MEC for local government in the Eastern Cape. Our call is for a speedy investigation. In other words, we support that visit by the MEC. We're calling on him. And I would imagine the minister as well would have interest in that, for a speedy investigation. Our stance as the portfolio committee is that once the people speak collectively, you see, I didn't hear any dissenting voice from the community and the various structures that are behind them. We are convinced that there's no value for money there. Now, it depends on the council and the administration of that municipality to prove beyond any doubt that taxpayers' money were used properly. So we would expect them to be transparent in responding to the calls by the MEC for a report and cooperate with the investigation. And we expect them to be ready to account to a point where communities who are beneficiaries of that sports facility are to some extent satisfied, because communities are actually the real owners of public funds. So if they are saying there's no value, but besides that, just a general observation, there's no value for money in what was unveiled in Lesseyton. Yes.
Mr. Xasa, should there not be greater oversight from the Cooperative Committee regarding such issues? Because you only really got to find out about this because there was an outcry. It made its way out into the media. And an example of this is our reporter, Sipakema, is on the ground also in the Eastern Cape, and she also visited another sporting facility which has been left incomplete. And when you look at that sporting facility, she even managed to speak to a member of the sporting committee in that area who said that that stadium or that piece of land was used by the local communities to rehearse and to practice, etc. But they can't do that anymore. They haven't been able to do that because of the incomplete project. So if you're only going to be waiting for the reports to be coming out, surely there are a lot of similar type of projects that will slip through the cracks.
Oh, that's correct. But unfortunately, at this stage, in fact, it is unfortunate that there was that incident of unveiling. Generally, at this stage, government is accounting to communities about everything that it has been doing. But unfortunately, you'd have such facilities that would come up. But I agree with you. There will be a number of projects that might be incomplete. We have agreed as a committee to say, after this experience, in fact, even before that, I've just been appointed as the chairperson of the committee. We identified provinces that would be focusing on. Eastern Cape is one of them. Our focus in the past has been in Limpopo and Northwest. But our focus was going to be the Eastern Cape, and unfortunately there are elections. And immediately after elections, there will be a process of establishing municipalities. And immediately they are settled, would definitely follow up on a number of issues, including incomplete projects like that one. But it's unfortunate if it is sporting facilities. I'm not sure why would actually not prioritize sporting facilities and complete them for young people to have such facilities to keep them busy, develop them. So we are also concerned about that. But like I'm saying, I don't want to be general about incomplete projects, especially when we talk about sporting facilities. But in my other life, I did experience that in areas like Great Kai and many other areas. So I think we'll target sporting facilities and see what is coming out here.
And what's really coming out, Mr. Xasa, during this time is a lot of projects that are left incomplete. Should your committee not really be focusing on this quite specifically, because it seems to be a general problem? You know, whether you're in the Eastern Cape or any other part of South Africa, there just seems to be an ineptness about delivery and ineptness about even the standard and the quality of work that is being delivered. Should this not actually be one of your key projects as a committee?
No, like I'm saying, fortunately, in my other life as well, I've been part of sporting administration generally. So we will prioritize sporting facilities, especially that we have got this challenge amongst young people.
I guess what I'm saying, Mr. Xasa, my apologies there for coming in. But I guess what I'm saying is that it's not just limited to sporting facilities. We just happen to be seeing sporting facilities now being, quote unquote, ousted. But there seems to be a general trend in tenders that are given in municipalities.
No, that's what I was going to conclude by saying. I think there is a general trend which has been acknowledged by almost everybody, that there's generally misuse of funds that are meant to improve the quality of lives of our communities. So I'm sure as we are accounting to communities, we are also collecting points to say this is how we would want to strengthen oversight, especially in local government, because the general outcry of the Auditor General does indicate that there are challenges in municipalities. And I think all of us, we agree that it's not just the problem of people not managing. There's corruption. In fact, to be honest, whilst it is everybody's talk about corruption, I think even the ruling party now, they have committed themselves to say would have to find means to root out corruption, especially in local government, because that's what is coming out of the Auditor General's report.
There are reports coming out of the Eastern Cape Hawks that they too are launching an investigation into this particular stadium tender. How would you be working in conjunction with the Hawks, if at all?
No, obviously, like I'm saying, the Hawks, they are part of government. They are tasked to deal with such issues, and any assistance they would be looking for from us would definitely cooperate, would encourage everybody, including the municipality and its administration. That's why I'm saying they must be transparent. They must cooperate with all the investigations that would be conducted there, because we would want to insist we should be accountable for whatever that we do with public resources.
Mr. Fikile Xasa, Cooperative Committee Chairperson, we thank you very much for your time. certainly one of the stories that South Africans will be keeping abreast on, and Hawks has also said that they will be investigating this matter. But as you could hear in that discussion, it's not just about this particular stadium. These are the type of situations that we see being replicated in different parts of the country. Corruption, money not being spent where it's supposed to be spent.